Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis. It is September 30th. Just an FYI to all of you guys out there who tune into my channel, I will be gone for the next week, but I do have basically a Lost Sector guide scheduled up every day while I'm gone. So if you're looking to farm exotics, get into some of those Lost Sectors for Triumphs or exotic farming, I'll have a guide for basically the next week coming out for you guys. So tune in for those. Skydoc's coming through there on one of the days for sure, so very good farming. So Xur is in the tower. Let's see what he's got to offer. First thing we've got is the Cerberus +1. An auto rifle, in theory, kind of cool, because it's four-headed dog, shoots erratic bullets from all gun barrels, all four of them at the same time. Aiming this weapon reduces the spread of its projectiles. I think the, swap to a tighter, closer range spread. So it's one of those things where if you do want to melt something up close, it's actually not going to be a horrible weapon to do so. But I don't know where this is like really valuable in metas right now. Maybe somebody's got a good place for this, but honestly, if you don't own it, you could buy it, add it to your collections, but I don't know where this is useful anymore. Sadly, I wish it was, but it's not. All right, for the hunters, we've got these Stompies. If you don't own these, you should just straight up own a pair. Increase sprint speed and slide distance. There's one type of exotic for each class that does that, so make sure you have the faster sprint speed. And this is also one that makes you jump higher. And improve your triple jump. The airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons does take a large penalty. So if you like being airborne, you got to kind of counter that one. But it is a 62 stat. It's high in resilience, which is a thing more people do want in PvP now, since resilience can matter in PvE even more so. But these are more of a PvP exotic. Decent discipline, decent strength. It is low on mobility, but if you throw a mobility stat in there, you might actually be okay depending on the rest of your build. So 62 stat roll on Stompies. If you don't own them, buy them. Dunemarchers, another PvP, mostly PvP exotic, I would say. Increased sprint speed. Again, for the Titans, if you don't own it, make sure you buy it. Sprinting builds up a static charge. After melee attacking an enemy, that charge will chain to nearby enemies, and I've seen people die from that chain. So they're quite powerful. If you like being up in people's faces, sprinting, building up that charge, meleeing, it's definitely got some potential. It's also got a 26 resilience roll, 12 discipline, 12 strength. Well, it's only a total of 61, and the mobility's probably a little high. You've got melee and double digits for strength. You got high resilience for a Titan. Not too shabby, honestly. Maybe a little more recovery for PvP, but that is something you could possibly also handle with a mod. In general, if you don't own a pair of Dunemarchers, buy them. If you don't have a great stat roll, also probably buy them. Astrocyte verse for the Warlocks. Here you got blink further and more frequently. Weapon readies quickly out of blink, and radar remains up. This is a PvP focus thing again as well. Provides a moderate benefit to the airborne effectiveness stat of all weapons. Little high discipline, really high in mobility, which doesn't really do me a lot of good. It'll help you with a little bit with your jump height, so depending on how this is a build. It is a total of 65 though, so if you're making up with stats in other places, it could be good, but the low resilience, low recovery, not even double digits on either of those kind of hurts it. Total of 65 though, if you've built around it. Again, if you like Blink or ever try Blink, this is the exotic you need to get for your Warlock, but again, the stat distribution, not my favorite, but a 65 total isn't nothing, depending on what you're working with. All right, for your exotics, you've got Hawkmoon with Quick Draw. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are using Hawkmoon as their like quick switch weapon. If you have a specific build for that, maybe. You've got Arrowhead Break for recoil and handling, greatly controlled recoil, and obviously this will help you kind of in the handling because it's the weapon drawn stat. This is a very specific use case if somebody's going to use this, otherwise you could probably skip this Hawkmoon. As for the Dead Man's Tale, you're over here with, again, handling and stability. You do have range on accurized, stability and handling, and fourth time and subsistence. If you're taking this thing into PvE, I feel like that's not where it's going to shine. Yeah, it's an exotic and it's going to do some more damage to red bars, but using your exotic on this thing, I don't think is the best way to do it. Fourth time's the charm, you might be able to put in boss damage with like Cranial Strike maybe, but subsistence, that's more for ad clear, and on something like this, I just don't see it being that useful. So you can probably skip this one, and it's a very small use case, I would say, for Hawkmoon. Like maybe switching on bows, but there's other hand cannons for that aren't exotic, so I just can't imagine this is... I don't think either of these are really worth your time this week. Alright, so for your legendaries, you've got a Killing Wind, Opening Shot, Whispering Slab, actually decent, it's lightweight. You could switch the perks here to Natural String, so you can actually get a little faster draw time, give up some accuracy, but you got that one here. Not a bad bow, one to experiment with if you want to see how the lightweight frame feels. Full auto and Rampage. If you like full auto, maybe, but at some point that's just going to be an accessibility feature, so it's up to you if you want it. Rampage on an Arc Pulse isn't bad, but there are better Arc Pulses personally in the game now, so you could probably skip this one. Auto-loading holster and Wellspring on an SMG. I don't think this is going to work, and I'm in the tower, so it's having issues loading. But yeah, this is not exciting. Lead from Gold and Disruption Break on Timeline's Vertex. Definitely way better perks on that one. Moving target and opening shot on a slug shotgun theoretically could be good. And you've got reload speed, a little bit of range from Light Mag. You could go full range on this one, give up a little stability, a little handling maybe. This could be better, but not a bad shotgun if you want to do experiment with, say, slugs and see if you like it, because these two are probably going to help you in a PvP situation, and this. But there's probably a god roll, but if you want to try a slug, not a bad one. You get out here to Tireless Guard and Surrounded on a sword, not the best combo, and then Zen Moment and Demolitionist. If you're trying to go for a grenade build, not bad, because you've got range, range, and range, literally all the range, plus Zen Moment to help you with some stability once you start doing damage, and then Demolitionist, you know, help you get grenade energy back. So if you're looking for a very rangy, you know, predictable precision frame sidearm, not too shabby, actually pretty decent on the range. For the Titan armor, we've got a 62 with 2 resilience. Unfortunately, that just does not work for me. 63 with 2 resilience. Again, they're just toying with me here without the resilience. 57, nope, and a 60. See, there's at least resilience. If you're a Titan, you do need some resilience, just that's a PvE thing, and also it's just part of your class. So 2 resilience, even though they're 62 and 63, just way too much wasted on mobility on these two. So Titans, I'm sorry, but outside of boots that are 60, yeah, nothing really exciting for you guys. All right, for the Warlocks, we've got 60, decent distribution, just a little low on the total. 65, high total, but not the favorite distribution here with that wasted mobility, personally. 63, again, the mobility, if that was in resilience or recovery, again, I go more PvE. I don't know if you really want that much mobility, though, for some. 62, a little more well-rounded, not wasting as much on intellect, a little more on abilities. Some okay ones here if you're a newer player, but I'm sure, you know, pretty consistent players have stuff better than these. Finally, for the Hunters, you've got a 61, but high resilience, discipline, and strength. Kind of a PvE role there, actually. 62, high mobility. Again, I know Hunters, you guys do like high mobility. Some resilience in there with an even spread on the abilities. A 57, you can skip that one. And a 60 with mobility, recovery, kind of an okay, somewhat PvP, but definitely a preference. But a couple not bad ones here, depending on your distribution preferences. But that's basically it. I want to do a quick check on trials, and we'll wrap it up. Does look like the adept weapon this week is going to be Aisha's Embrace, a scout rifle. Not quite as desired because it's not the new shotgun or the bow like last week. So not too much of a big deal for trials, but it is pretty standard trials this weekend. No freelance, no boost or anything. So up to you if you want to spend some time in there or wait till freelance comes back. But that's all I got for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below, leave a comment if there's something that Xur was selling that I didn't shout out that I should have. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it is Ebontis. As I said, I'll be gone next week, but Lost Sector guides all week long while I'm gone. They will start tomorrow. And other than that, thank you guys. If you want to hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell, nice way to support me and help my videos make it to you. Have a good one.